We have got a lot of stuff to discuss with you. So if you're new, then welcome to the channel. If you're not, then welcome back. My name is Darren Evans and this is BD Performance, and we're here today to discuss what we've got going on over the next few weeks. We are now racing line OEM plus distributors. Now that means that we can actually offer the racing line software OEM plus version for the VAG group of cars. So whether it's an Audi, whether it's a Volkswagen, whether it's a Skoda or any of the other VAG offerings, have a look. We'll soon be loading this information to our website. I'm sure Lee will include some cutaways, but for now that's really exciting news. We were originally APR dealers and that allowed us to offer solutions for all the VAG group cars up to stage 2 and 3. Of recent, they were bought out by another company. They basically decided not to offer anything beyond the stage 1 other than to support existing customers. Now, the second thing that I need to mention is that it's that time of year again, Black Friday, and by that I mean deal day. So we're not one of those that likes to advertise all these different deals on the internet. We don't do it, so I'm going to do it for once, but I'm going to do it via video. So if you haven't already, then check out our Facebook page and our Instagram to see what offerings we have. Now, many of the manufacturers, including Milltec and OEM Plus specifically, have already advertised a 20% off sale. We're included in that, so if there's something that you've already seen, but from one of the manufacturers specifically saying that this is the deal for Black Friday, then give one of the guys, one of our team a call, and we'll be happy to service you with that level of discount. But we're also offering 10% off Helix products. We're going to give you 10% off RTS, and we're going to include some others. But I'm not going to bore you with all that crap. I'm going to include it in the link or in the description below so that you can catch up with it. Now, one final thing before we get back to the action and stop talking, or as DMO DJ says, what is it? Less talk, more action, that's it. So what I do need to talk to you about is this. Why foods? Why foods? That's it. No, I'm only joking. So what we've got here is a taster pack. Now they've got free delivery on this particular set of products. And what it gives you is 5 different options. Smooth vanilla, smooth vanilla, what does that say? Something chocolate, alpine chocolate, is it? Yeah. Crazy coconut, cold brew coffee, and happy banana. Now, as many of you may have noticed, I'm a little bit on the chunky side in comparison to how I used to be. So I want to get back in shape. Now, in no way is this a supplement kind of deal. This is a meal replacement deal. So what they suggest is that 500 ml is 500 calories. It's dead easy to understand, and that's what I like about it. So I'm actually going to try this. I'm a little bit disappointed that I haven't got more so that I can actually bring you a challenge-based thing and see how much weight I can lose before Christmas. But for the time being, I'm going to have one of these in the morning, or whichever way I decide to do it. Maybe a breakfast in the morning and one of those for my lunchtime, whatever it's going to be anyway. And I'll come back to you and let you know how this is done for me as part of a calorie-controlled diet rather than anything. If you have a look on the Y Foods website, you'll see that there's loads of nutrient information and all supplements that go with this, and advice on how to specifically use the product to get the best out of it. But in the meantime, if you use our discount code, link in description below, and I'm sure that someone will put it here, maybe Carl, you can actually save yourself 10% off. Now, I know a load of YouTubers are doing this at the minute, and you get the 10% off all of us. What I'd really appreciate is just ignore the rest of them and use my code, because it'll mean that I can get some free powder or something off them and get myself into a slim shape, you know what I mean? Just let me just cover this up a bit. See, there's not much I need to lose, you know what I mean? Look thin from that angle, make sure you adjust that, Lee. Anyway, for now... Shut up. Do you know what? I'm getting so much abuse lately. But anyway, let's talk more action. Let's get on with it. And we'll get on with the main point of this video.
Have you seen that? They got it wrong. Enjoy your meal, Ben and Noel. Who's Noel?
Well, Noel, Noel. No?
No, just don't sing.
So, we've got these 𝘬𝑓𝑢 drinks. Do you have to shake them?
Probably.
Right, we're going to crack these and see. What have you got?
I've got cold brew coffee.
And I've got Happy Banana, hopefully. This reminds me of Lee, if I'm honest. Right, so what we're going to do today is go...
Shake well.
Shake and well. Is that what it says?
No, 𝘔𝘪𝘥-𝘓𝘕.
Right. Actually, it's all right. From the point of view of like protein drinks that normally, well,
I don't think it's like actually it's a meal replacement drink, though, isn't it?
That's what I mean. So it's quite sweet, this one. Vitamins and minerals, rich in protein, some other German stuff that I can't understand apart from maybe gluten-free and lactose-free.
Nice, like it.
I can live with that, but let's get on with the point of the video, which is that many of you, after the 700 horsepower video, asked us exactly how much it costs to do 500 horsepower. So rather than me standing there like last time in front of a car being boring as hell, Ben's going to talk about what bits are needed, and then after he's flicked this at Lee, he's going to, or me, one of the two, Lee, yeah. After he's flicked that at Lee, Ben's gonna go through the items, as in name them, and I'm gonna try and give you a rough price. Now I'm gonna do this off the top of my head, so don't shoot me. Link in description down below to the 425 package, so you'll know exactly how much 425 will cost you. Remember, that's not without the engine removed, so add a couple of grand onto that if you think you'll have to have your engine removed. 99% of people do, don't they, Ben? So let's start off with the big hits. Go on then.
Just on the 425 one, bear in mind that isn't necessarily a stock to 425
No,
deal,
exactly.
though,
There's like no intercooler included, no clutch included, no exhaust system included, no induction. No, there is induction actually. Yeah. No exhaust or no intercooler, and no clutch included in that. Just because it's how everyone prices it. So just bear that in mind. Like Ben says, good point. Probably best to start with the engine, innit? The heart of the car.
Yeah, well, you're always going to be forged at that sort of power, aren't you? And for the 500, we'd be looking at a forged, bottom end with some stage 1 cams.
Yeah. So if you, depending on how you do it, if you look on the website, prices start with the engine removed, and you would have to remove the engine 9 out of 10 times, wouldn't you? Because of the fact that the bore will be oval and there may be some marks. It's just the most professional way of doing it, isn't it, Ben? So if you put that into the system, you're probably going to come up with a price starting at about £4,500. Now, it's difficult to price that one on our online calculator because we haven't included any price for boring in that, or polishing the crank and stuff, because otherwise we'd end up with a list of longer than the computer screen of different options. So give the office a call, but prices start from about £4,500, generally end up around £5,000 for a fully built motor with a set of stage 1 cams. The stage 1 cams would be perfectly fine for 500 horsepower. Now let's move on to the next big ticket item.
So you're looking turbocharger, that sort of power, very minimum. We're talking stage 3 hybrid RS, aren't we?
Okay, so this is going to open a can of worms for us. So if you want a true 500, you really aren't going to get that with a hybrid. You might be going to be running it flat out, aren't you, Ben?
Yeah, unless you want to stick a set of stage 2 or even stage 3 cams in, which just makes it undrivable, really.
Lumpy. If you look at Target Motorsport Joe, he ran consistently about 510, I think, horsepower on various different independent dynos, including quite a few locally, and he actually ran 510 at Jamsport, I think. So it is possible, but we just wouldn't recommend it, because I think Joe's turbo that we supplied only lasted about 24 months, I think, but he was running it way over,
flat
out and absolutely to the max. Realistically, for the stage 3 turbo, we quote that it'll do roughly about 470 to 480 horsepower capable yeah? And most of the time we produce over 460 horsepower. Now, if you haven't got an exchange turbo, then you're looking at about £2,500 to £3,000 for the package for the turbo. That's without an actuator, but with all the fitting kits, so the oil feed and return, which are different, and the restrictor, as we call it, at the top of the turbo, which is slightly different as well. Now, the other option, obviously, Ben, is a big turbo. Tell me about big turbos. Just generally what, okay, I'll put that in a different way for you so that you can answer me in the way that I'm hoping you are. So just having, for 500 horsepower, what turbo would you suggest would be the better?
Be Garrett at 3076 or something like that, I would say.
That was the answer I was looking for.
Probably on just a cast manifold for cost effectiveness.
Perfect. Or if you wanted to, you've got the option of a kit from Auto Specialists, including the downpipe, which is
which is the
£700 plus the turbocharger. Let's say £1,800 of today's money. Plus, then you've got to consider wastegate and everything else that goes with it. But if you went for a tubular manifold from AS, you'd probably be looking at budgeting roughly about £3,500 to £4,000, wouldn't you, for the setup? By the time you've done everything, including the downpipe and everything, remember that with a hybrid turbo, you can fit it up to existing equipment. With a big turbo, you've got to buy the big turbo downpipe to go with it as well, and probably consider big boost pipes as well, which is probably one of the best things to move on to next, intercooler and pipe work. What would you suggest for 500 horsepower?
The stage 3 kit would probably do the job. Most people, I think, would probably go for the stage 4 kit, which is the RS intercooler with the full 2.5-inch boost pipe kit.
Yeah, so that's circa £700 for that kit. And then to mention with that, you'd need the RS radiator to make sure that it fitted as well. So if you chose an OEM equivalent plastic one, you'd be looking at about another £175 to £200. Or if you went for an upgraded alloy one, you'd be looking at about 400 for the Mishimoto, just under 389 or something like that, and then the AirTech ones just under about £500. That's just so that the pipes don't rub against the outlet, isn't it?
On a pre-facelift focus,
on
an early focus, the outlet of the radiator just cuts straight across where you need to put the boost pipes. So,
the other upgrade to mention here would be coolant system, really, wouldn't it? In general, so pipe work and hoses and everything. What's the price? I'm going to switch this up now because you know the prices of these anyway. So coolant hoses, full set of coolant hoses and ancillaries.
Coolant hoses, Focus ST 175, Focus RS 195, and then £40 for the 4-piece for the little ancillary. £40,
£40.
RS version is the 2 hoses for the oil cooler and also the 2 matrix hoses, but the engine side, because the RS has got hard plastic pipes from the matrix to the joint in the centre.
What about the ST version?
So the ST version is 4 silicons just for the matrix side. So because they're 2-piece hoses from the matrix to the engine, the ST's got silicon all the way, so that ancillary is 4 for there, but not for the oil cooler.
So if someone gets an upgraded RS oil cooler to go with this kit, they're probably going to have to buy the 2 kits, aren't they, really, if they're in an ST?
Yeah, most of the time people go for the RS kit and they just put the oil cooler hoses on and the 2 matrix hoses on the engine side. Generally, the ones on the matrix end of things don't tend to expand as much as the ones on the engine side of things, probably because of the amount of heat that they carry and being a little bit further away from the engine. So they end up with 2 uprated hoses on the engine side and the stock hoses on the bulkhead side, basically.
So let's include the induction and the sensors in one. So the crossover pipe, the Group A, and the math and map sensor, and the crossover to turbo. Go. So crossover to turbo.
£40.
Induction pipe or top pipe for the induction?
140, depending on The posts £10 each, roughly, probably.
So you need 3 of them, so 30 quid plus that, 175, plus the induction kit. If you've already got an ECU holder, you're looking at about 95 quid, aren't you, for the...
Yeah, 80 quid roughly for the foam version. Be about £100 if you wanted the Pro RAM.
Map sensor, 66 quid.
Yeah, 65 quid.
MAF sensor, about 175.
Yeah, less one, yeah.
Okay, what else have we not ticked off this list then?
We'd need to flash the ECU over to RS.
Good point. So, flashing the ECU, so we'd put a base file over onto your stock ST ECU. So we'd offer a Revo Stage 4 Plus software, or even a Stage 5. So with that, you're looking at 8384, the Stage 4 software. If you went for the Stage 5, you'd be looking at about 1200 quid, but that's designed for the Loba, isn't it? We kind of like steer away from that and stick to the Stage 4 Plus, because 838's enough money. So then in combination with that, the fuel system, for anything over Stage 4, you'd need the fuel system, so you'd need 750cc injectors and a minimum of a fuel pump in the tank. So you're looking at 699 for the fuel pump in the tank plus installation, allow 100 quid-ish for installation, 150 quid. And then for the injectors, you're looking at anywhere between 400 and 500 pounds, depending on which software option that you go for. And that's pretty much it for...
Providing you came in with you know, a turbo back exhaust and
that was capable.
That was
2.5 inch.
That was 3 inch.
Yeah, so a 3 inch. So on top before that, you'd need a turbo back exhaust system. Let's say you haven't got it already. Allow 1,000 to 1,200 quid, isn't it? That's a realistic price. The other thing that you'd need is a clutch on top.
You'd have to have a clutch. Probably a good idea to consider a diff while the box is out for the clutch.
So a clutch, you're looking at roughly from about 1,000 quid, realistically, for an RTS or a Helix one. You can get a paddle clutch, or you can get a twin organic from RTS, which is friction one side and organic the other. If you haven't already, check out some of my videos. So we'll add this up, and I'm sure that Carl or Lee will put a total up above so that you can all see where we get to in terms of price. For now, that covers it off. If you haven't already, then please consider
subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified.
Comment down below if you'd like to see more of this 𝑦Foods, and if you think they should provide me and Ben with some of this stuff so that we can actually do a challenge, because we're both cheapskates and we'd like this free for Christmas.
All I want for Christmas is 𝑦Foods.
Yeah, well, 𝑦Foods. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video. I think in future videos we'll probably have a look at some other options in terms of 600 horsepower. We've got some cool stuff coming up. We've got a C63 AMG in the workshop for Ben's service. He's taken that on for some reason for Matt, a friend of ours. So I better let Ben get on with that. But thanks for watching, guys, and have a look at some of our other content above. See you later. Where's your new top?
I haven't got one.
No, have I. See you guys.